Hi friend, I just wanted to take a minute to invite you to our Lash Biz Babes Experience 2026. This is a one-day all online event happening on May 2nd, and our theme for the year is going all in. We are shaking things up and doing it differently than anyone ever has before. This is going to be an all online event as usual, but it's going to be 100% a curated journey throughout your day as we guide you through the mindset, strategy, and passion needed to go all in on your business to make it your best year in business yet. All lash artists, estheticians, and beauty professionals are invited to join us. There will be guided sessions, interactive workshops, a panel discussion, and big giveaways happening throughout that whole day. And tickets are on sale now for only $199. Payment plans are available. Let's go all in on our businesses for 2026 together. All the details and the link for tickets are down in the show notes below. I would love to have you join us online in May. Welcome to Lash Biz Babes, the podcast for solo beauty business owners who want to build a full clientele and create a business and life that they truly love. My name is Erica. I'm your host. I'm a lash artist turned beauty business coach, lash educator, and social media manager for salons and beauty businesses. I'm so happy that you're here. Let's go ahead and jump into today's episode. Welcome to this week's episode of Lash Biz Babes. I'm so happy to have you here this week. So before we jump into this week's amazing guest episode, I did have to give you a heads up that I had a technical difficulty on my end that resulted in my audio not being the best for about the first 20 minutes. So I'm sorry for that. But Becca's audio is perfectly clear. And I still feel that you're going to get so much out of this episode. It's the perfect episode to kind of end out the year, be one of our last episodes of the year. And I'm just really excited for you to listen in and hear what Becca has to say, because she just drops gems like the entire time. I literally was like, I don't have anything to add to this. This is so good. Like, I love this. It's very motivating and inspiring for even myself. So I'm really excited for you to listen into this episode. My audio does clear up about 20 minutes into the episode, and I have already fixed the issue on my end to make sure that this doesn't happen again. So thanks for being patient with me. I hope you love this episode as much as I do, and definitely reach out to myself or Becca on Instagram afterwards. Let us know what you thought, if you had anything that stuck out to you the most, anything that felt really relevant to you or was like an aha moment for you. Would love to hear that. I hope you enjoy this episode and have a great week. We have our final guest episode of the year. We've got Becca here. We met at LashCon, which was so much fun. And so I'm really excited to have her on the show and get to hear more about her story. So let me tell you a little bit about her before we jump in. Becca is a 9+ year veteran in the lash industry, and she's based in Arizona. She just opened up her own salon suites, and she sells lash supplies from glue to lash trays. And she's currently transitioning into developing her own apparel, accessory, jewelry line for the lash industry. And in 2025, she's going to be holding more group events, such as Thirsty Thursdays, where the girls can get together and practice lash fanning to help build more lash community across the Arizona Valley, which, by the way, I absolutely love. I'm actually from Arizona originally. That's where I was born and raised. So super cool. Welcome to the show, Becca.
Thank you, thank you. And that's so cool. Where did you grow up at?
So I grew up in Kingman, which is very
Oh, okay,
random.
that's nice. We passed there when we're going to Vegas.
Yeah, that's what everyone says. I'm like, if you know where it's at, it's usually because you've driven through there, like going to or from Vegas. So
Yeah, that's like okay, I'm almost there. All right.
yeah, it's funny. Well, first off, if you just kind of introduce yourself a little bit and tell us what you do in the industry.
Okay, like she said, my name is Becca. I actually my handle on Instagram is Miss B Lashed. I have been in the industry, like she said, 9+ years. I was one of the first lash techs in Arizona where I was doing lash extensions, and I was actually having to convince a lot of my clients to get lash extensions because they didn't even know what lash extensions were. They were like, "You want to do what to my eyes? You want to do glue
Yeah.
my face?" I actually went to school in Los Angeles. I went to FITM. So I started off my career life being really obsessed with fashion design. So I went to FITM for like a year and a half. And that was really fun, but I got really homesick. I have a whole bunch of siblings that are like 10, 12 years younger than me, and I was missing them. So I decided to come home. And in LA, of course, everything is like 5 years advanced there before it hits the rest of the world. So I was getting my lashes done out there. And just like the singles, and I'm talking about like the beauty salon version where like you're driving home and you have like the AC blowing in your eyes, like eyes just dripping.
Yeah.
Remember that old school glue? There was no such thing as a
Oh,
glue
yeah.
that didn't burn your eyes. So I've been through all that, and I came here back to Arizona, and I could not find a lash tech anywhere. It was crazy because nobody was doing lashes out here. And I finally found someone, but I live in Gilbert, and the person that I found was in Glendale. So for perspective, that's about a 40 to 55-minute without traffic drive. So if there's an accident or traffic, oh, we're definitely like against an hour. And that was like a mission because it's not only am I laying there for 3 hours getting my lashes done, I'm driving like an hour each way back. So like when I was getting my lashes done, it was definitely some tough work. And I ended up finding another lady who worked in Chandler and transitioned to her. Went to her for a long time, had my son. I have an 11-year-old boy. And I kind of went through that whole journey with her as my lash tech. And as you know, like every lash session is like a therapy session. And so me and her really bonded. She was a lot older than me. And so I really felt like she was a mentor. And she ended up moving back to Utah to be with her grandkids. And before she left, she was like, hey, would you be interested in learning how to apply lash extensions? Because I think it would be really good for you. I'm single mom. I just had my son. And so I was like, sure, I'm open to it. And again, this is like way back in like 2013, 2014, super unregulated. If I remember, she gave me like two pairs of her old tweezers, a lash tray that was half used, and an old glue bottle. And that's pretty much what I started lashing with. And I
Amazing.
heavily relied on, I don't know if you remember Stacy Lash when they first came,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Live Bay, super cool. I have so much of their stuff when they were under Sassy
Yeah, I
Lash.
was gonna say we're Sassy Lash back then. Yeah, it's
I used to drive to Vegas and shop in store when they were Sassy Lashes. I have so much stuff that still says Sassy Lashes on it. But yeah, that's literally how long I've been lashing is the old Live Bay name. So yeah, she just gave me her stuff, and I ordered Blink Lash and all the cheap stuff. And what was my favorite glue? Sky glue,
I
the
was about to guess that.
game changer. Okay, I had the best retention. Your eyes was gonna burn, but your lashes was gonna last. Okay, you know what I mean. You just lay there, just keep laying there for about 10, 20 more minutes before you open your eyes.
There's a fan for you.
Right. And that's really how I started. And luckily, the industry blew up, and I got more educated. I took more classes, especially being in Arizona. I think I really benefited. We were one of the first places that got a lot of the early edition of lash brands. So I got to, be around Lash Bomb as that was exploding, and Lash Affair. She used to have like a lot of gatherings when she first opened her company, and like tweezer testing parties where you could come and network. And I met Allie through there. So definitely been in the industry for a long time. And I actually worked from home for a majority of this time. And I just barely was like, okay, I'm sick of working from home. Like this is pre-COVID. And I just was like, I need more social life. I need more. I mean, I love my girls that I see every day, and seeing like 3 to 5 women a day is a lot. But I just needed like more movement, more, like getting in my car and picking up coffee. And so I transitioned to my own salon suites. I have one room still available, but the other rooms I've gotten rented out, and it's been really fun. I decorated it, and it just feels really amazing to kind of start from a half lash tray that's covered in glue to having my own salon suites. I would have never depicted that my life would be here because I actually have a degree in human resources. I went to ASU WP Carey. So I have my business degree in human resources and business administration. So yeah, I have a whole student loan for no reason. Just kidding.
Some of that has been helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely super helpful on the side, but I feel like in today's world, you have YouTube University, and what I've experienced is a lot of like repetition of information. Honestly, if you really crack down and picked subjects that you wanted to learn on and just went through YouTube or took it up a notch and actually paid for courses like on Coursera or something like that, you don't need a college degree. You don't need to spend the $60,000, $80,000 anymore, unless you're going to be like a nurse or something like that. But outside of that, you don't need it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's such a cool story though, of like where you got started to where you're at now and just like the progression of that. And I also think it's really cool how you stuck with it and stayed consistent with it because you feel like that's not a case for some lash artists, and especially those who started back in the day. I started back in the day too, like when you did, and are still with it now. So like that's super cool. I think that's something that you should be like so proud of yourself for.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just got to kind of roll with the punches. You got to roll with society, basically. And I feel like that's probably like a really big thing, especially as women. We like to lock down and hold on tight to something that works. But in this world that we're in 2024, it's like consistently rolling. And you have to like, it's like a exercise. You have to actively try to keep up and make the changes if you want to stay relevant.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And I love, like you said, you have to make the changes because it's like you can watch all of the YouTube in the world, you can take all the courses, you can go to all the classes, be around all the people, but if you're not actually like taking the action to make those changes, like nothing changes unless something changes, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I could just try. It's not hard. I think people overthink it a lot. And I tell a lot of my students, your worst effort is really somebody's top tier effort. And there's people out here that are putting straight trash out there, making money off of trash. So if you literally try just 50%, you never know what you could produce, but it's better than, the output of zero.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and so you start with the 50% effort that you have right now and let that continually build and like take you in baby steps towards where you want to go for sure.
Yeah, and people love a journey. I try to tell
Oh,
people
yeah.
love a journey. They want to see you start from the bottom, and they want to be the ones that I was with her when she was down bad, and now she's up. We've been locked in. People,
Uh,
I feel like, especially in the service community, people love that. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, I've been going to you for years." That type of loyalty, like it really speaks volumes. So if you have like a good customer base that is proud of their loyalty, that should just definitely be like confirmation that you're on the right path and doing the right thing.
Absolutely. Did you have a lot of loyal clients who were pretty excited for you when you opened the salon suites?
Oh yeah, I would say I maintain like an average of about 70 girls, and I would say at least 20 of them have been with me at least 5 years, and maybe 13 have been with me since the very first year I started. I think like not the first girl, but the second and the third girl still come to me.
So what would you say, like, when you look back at that and you see like that such high retention and loyalty in your clientele, what would you tell someone if they're asking you, like, how did you do that or what can I do to achieve that too?
I would say the two biggest things to create loyalty is having good customer service. I feel like our industry is severely lacking in that area. I worked at McDonald's for 4 years, literally from the moment I was 14 years old and you could legally get a job. I was working at McDonald's. And that is like a type like anything like that, McDonald's, fast food, retail. I feel like you just automatically learn good customer service because people are just going to be mean and nasty. And one of the biggest things when it comes to business is you have to remove your emotion. If you make this an emotional transaction, you're never going to make it anywhere. One of my favorite books is by Dale Carnegie, is The Art of Getting People to Like You or something like that. But he basically tells you is like, don't point out people's faults, like swallow your pride, just say, okay, an argument is not worth it. Those things are really essential to customer service. And I feel like we have a lot of ego embedded in us. And we're like, oh, how dare she? And it's like, yeah, we could definitely feel that way, but they should never know that we feel that way. You could be direct, you can, follow your policies to a T, And it's all about how you deliver it. I think I have clients that, they'll miss an appointment completely, but then they'll end up sending me the full payment for their service and not even just like the, missed appointment fee. Cause they know that I work hard. I'm really transparent with them. They know I don't eat, so I feel like you have to really open up and it's not just a business relationship. You want them to know like you're a person too, but you also want to be able to have that emotional restriction that when it comes time to handling your business the correct way and enforcing your rules and policies, that you have to abide by that. I feel like when we don't stick to our policies and procedures, it doesn't show confidence. It doesn't show that we know what we're doing. It doesn't show that we know how to operate our business. If you let somebody come and they don't have enough money and you're like, okay, girl, no, don't worry. Those types of behaviors, they just set up bad business structure. So it's really important that when you do set up your business, that you have an outline structure, whatever your policies and procedures are, you stay within that guideline. If you don't want your clients to come with makeup on and they keep coming with mascara on, but then you're never charging them and you're like on a Facebook group asking, what do I do? Is it not in your policy that you were supposed to be charging this person if they come with makeup on? Why are you not? I'd be like, hey, sis, like, okay, girl, like, look, I didn't use 8 spoolies on you. This is a lot. Dang, girl. Okay. And then I don't bring it up right then. But then when she's paying me, I'm like, yeah, that was actually extra, as it says, and wherever you have your policy listed, if this occurs, this is the extra fee. And so you're balanced today because they're always going to ask you, even though if you have it in the email, you have it in the text message, most of the time people are still going to like ask you. I have girls that have been coming to me for months and they're still like, how much do I owe you? And I'd be like, I don't know, girl, let's go look. I don't even got to memorize, but I just feel like it's really important that you stick to those boundaries and those policies. And I feel like that is what creates respect. And then people know, like, okay, if they cross that boundary, they're like, oh, I'm being held accountable. And also your skill. If you have skill, people don't want to lose you. People don't want to go somewhere else and experience a negative situation where their lashes don't last or it's just not where they want to be. They once they find you and they like you, they typically want to stay with you. So it's all about you maintaining that relationship with them and making sure that they feel safe. When they text you, hey, my lashes are kind of shedding a little bit more than the average, don't just brush them off. Don't just say, well, it's not my fault, it's your fault, it's how you're sleeping. Have a 5, 6 text conversation with them, even if like, oh, this girl always comes with mascara on. Don't make it obvious. Just, oh, okay, what did you do here? Oh, did you do this? Oh, have you worn any makeup? Ask those probing questions. And then as she starts to answer, even if she lies the entire thing, oh, okay, well, that's crazy. At this time, I don't have anybody else that has had any complaints in regards to their lashes shedding. If it's in within your fix it time frame, you can offer them to come in and fix it. If not, you can offer them, hey, like the next time you come in, if you're a full set, I'll charge you a fill. Don't even worry about it. But then like also pay attention if they're doing that repeatedly. Don't let anybody repeatedly abuse you. You have to like pay attention to how you're running your services and your books. And so I think those things, just making sure that you're really organized and you're actually like sticking to the things that you say creates value and people will actually respect you and want to stick with you and want to stay with you.
I don't even have anything to add to that. I was just like, like so good. And I think you're fully right. So, question for you. What helped you get clients the most like when you first got started? Did you take on a lot of like your mentor clients or how did that go out?
I think for me, because when I first started, the industry was like really lacking. And I was in school and I worked. And so I've always had like a good social involvement. I wouldn't say like I'm super popular, but like, I've been active and then it does help that I grew up in Arizona. So I know a lot of people. So when I first started, I actually was just saying, like, come get your lashes done because I just wanted to practice. So I think I did maybe like 10 or 12 girls for free just so I can get pictures because again, it wasn't popular. So it was really hard to advertise. If I scroll all the way back in my Instagram, I'm posting pictures of like Kylie Jenner. And like, look, Kylie Jenner wears lash extensions. Do you want lash extensions like Kylie Jenner? I used to follow Star Lash and she's based in Los Angeles and she's been open for a long time and she did like all the famous people and stuff like that. So I used to have to take pictures from other people's pages and say, look it, I'm doing lash extensions. Like this is what they are. And I think that just kind of built via word of mouth. Cause again, nobody was doing it. So when people were getting them done, people were like, "Oh wow, your lashes, your eyes look so pretty. They look so natural." And it's like, "Oh yeah, it's lash extensions." And of course, it's like I'm one of like 10 people in the whole valley. So that really, really helped boost my career. But what I will say, as far as in 2024, what has helped me stay relevant in an industry where some people feel like it's dying, some people are struggling, some people are shutting down their business, and some people are opening their business. I think it's really important to remember that beauty is recession proof. I think you can't let the fear of what the news is saying to you, because as women, what are we going to do when we're sad? We want to go and do self care. We want to go and get our nails done. We want to go and get our eyebrows did. We want to go get a pedicure. We want to make ourselves feel better on the inside by making our outside appearance look better. So for me, I'm not worried about the recession, because I'm like, well, she's gonna cry, but she want to make sure she look good crying. So she's still gonna make sure she get her lashes done. She might let her nails go, but there's gonna be one thing where a woman is not gonna negotiate. She's gonna be like, "Oh no, I can't be seen without lash extensions." I need 70 of those type of people, and that's kind of what I try to focus on. And when it comes to building my business, is not really worrying about what society is doing and making sure that I'm creating an environment where a person can come to escape to. I think that's really important. We're a luxury service. We're uplifting, we're improving energy and confidence. And if you make that the core value of your business, then I feel like you will stay in business. If it's money driven, then it's going to be a lot harder. But, if you're bonding, you're connecting with your clients, whether they're having babies or getting married or people are dying, you want to make sure that you're notating that and you're following up with them and you're reaching out to them and you're just kind of showing like, I'm here to help you feel better. And I feel like maintaining that has been able to help me like maintain my clientele throughout the years, because word of mouth isn't as good because there's so many of us. There's so many lash tags. And honestly, you could look at somebody and their lashes look great, but then you get up close and you're like, oh, they're full of dirt. They're all glued together. Like, so it's kind of hard for word of mouth to really carry that. But I feel like once somebody gets in my chair and I do their lashes and they get the experience of Bombini Spa, they're like, oh, okay, this is the bar. So the bar is set now. So regardless if they come back to me, I've set the bar in terms of what it is to experience eyelash extensions as a luxury service. So they know, like, okay, if I'm going somewhere and I'm paying $60, it's probably not going to be that good, because the bar has been set of what good quality experience of getting lash extensions are. So if you stay within that criteria, then I feel like you'll still have people that are coming and looking for that escape and looking for that experience.
So many gems in that, and like so many other pieces of like if you don't focus on anything else over the next year, separate that, like I feel like your business is going to do very well. Because it's not just lashes, which I mean, we already know that's right. It's not just longer full lashes, it's the experience of it. And then another thing is that I really like the perspective you put, like, I mean, 70 people like that, right? It's like, that's really not a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like literally what I tell my students, because, like I said, there's people that are closing up their businesses. I see it all on Facebook. Like, I'm selling my salon, come get, my towel warmer and everything. And then there's people like, I'm interested in doing lash extensions, but I'm kind of nervous because is this a good time? Or like I've seen posts where people will post that on a Facebook group, and then there's girls that are like, no, don't do lash extensions. It's so hard. It's so struggling. But I'm just like, there's people that go viral every day. You know what I mean? And whatever is meant for you is meant for you. And I literally tell them, especially because I train in Arizona. In Arizona, there's like 6.2 million people. Let's just say half of that is women, 3 million people. Let's just say a third of that is women who are interested in getting their lash extensions from ages from 18 to 65. That's maybe like 700,000 people that you have to choose from. According to the Board of Cosmetology in Arizona, there's only about 43,000 registered estheticians. We're not talking about who's not registered, but 43,000 against 700,000. There's more than enough people to go around for you to be successful. So I feel like it really just depends on how much energy you're putting into it, how you're developing your skill, how you're identifying yourself in the industry. It's really important that you just don't like jump into it like, hey, I do lash extensions. You have to have an identity here. You can't just be like, I'm the lash girl. It's more than just the lash girl. You got to be the lash girl who like plants, the lash girl who does Reiki and the sound bowls, or, like the lash girl who smokes weed. That's been like a super huge trend is like esthetician. You want to come get drunk with me, girl? You want to come get high? But hey, there is a target market for all of those people. And as you may not agree, but hey, there is somebody that's like, oh, girl, I could pull up and we can talk. Oh, and they love it and they will go. So, like, it's really important that you identify what your hobbies and lives are. So that way you can bring that into your business. And then it will also help you even be more passionate because it's something that you actually like.
So you also offer like training and like product and stuff too, right?
Yes, I do training and product. I do lash supplies right now, but it's not my favorite. So this year I did ILE and I did LashCon. First time for both of them. 100% recommend. ILE is based in Arizona and LashCon is the LA version of like a lash expo. And it was really cool. However, my business mind was just like, we're all selling the same thing, sis. And I was just like, we all have glue. I wasn't impressed. And I was like, I don't want to sell this anymore, basically. I was like, everybody's selling it. Oh my God. Everybody got the same. And in reality, outside of the people that are literally manufacturing in the United States, we're probably all getting our stuff from the same vendors, whether they're in China or Pakistan or the UK. So what are we missing? Accessories, jewelry, apparel. So that's kind of where I've been stuck to and trying to get some products going. I'm about to come out with like a pot handle for when you're cooking in the oven mitten that has
Yeah,
slap on it.
so
It's
cute.
so cute. It's so cute because it's like I love what I do and I would love to like brag about it a little bit more. So even like with my shirt, it's like someone sees your shirt, someone sees, I have air fresheners in your car, steering wheel covers, they're conversation starters. So it's like, oh, I like your da 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 da. Da. Oh yeah, I have a lash tech and I do this and I do that instead of like the average lash boss shirt and like the two lashes on the shirt. I feel like those have been like the only two options of lash apparel for years. So I'm trying to step into this world where hasn't really been explored yet and just see what I can creatively come up with. And my favorite so far has been the jewelry. So like this is an example. This is a tweezer necklace that I have, and it's just like a
So
3D
cute.
of a
So
tweezer.
cute. Yeah.
I have like a mini tweezer. I have a 5D lash fan. I have a mini spoolie version. I'm going to come out with some charms for like a Pandora bracelet. So just like stuff like that to like still give you identity within, your industry. Cause I have so much B stuff because Becca B and people like to identify outside of like, hey, this is who I am. They like things that will, generate conversation and stuff like that. So I felt that there's an opportunity there and I'm trying to explore it and see what I can come up with.
I love that. You guys had the rugs, like the lash rugs at last.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
those were
rugs
freaking
too.
cute too. Yeah.
I have rugs. I have blankets. I have just got beach towels with lashes on them.
Yeah. See, these are like I've
Thousand.
seen some accessories throughout the years and like some different shirts and designs and things, but like you're coming up with all these other, like the oven mitts and like the rugs and like all these other things that like no one's done yet. So like I think that's so cool and I'm excited to see like all of the finished products for all of it.
Thank you. Yeah, girl, I'm excited. I feel like I'll be working on one thing and then I'll be like, oh, shower curtains, shower caps.
Yeah.
Just everything is just popping up. And I'm like, okay, girl, you gotta like roll it out slowly.
Love it. It's a personality trait, right?
Yeah. It's like, man, I'll like be watching like a YouTube video about learning something while I'm lashing. And I'm like, oh, I have to turn it off because I'm like my brain is creating too much and I can't take notes right now. So I'm like, I have to touch back on this when I have like a pen and paper because I'm gonna be so upset. I'm thinking of all these ideas. And then if I forget,
Which, if you're me, I always forget if I don't write it down, so I can totally empathize with you on that.
Yeah, it's a struggle. So
I love it. So with that, if you could go back and give yourself, like, any advice for when you started making a transition from just lashing, like, what would it be?
I would say to do it sooner. I feel like my biggest struggle in this industry is imposter syndrome. It is second guessing myself. Is it gonna flop or top? And honestly, I have to tell myself, like, it doesn't matter. Like I've had products where I've introduced it and gets no traction. And then I'll go to like LashCon and it sells out. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it was like my marketing technique, or maybe, you post something and it doesn't go the direction you think it is, and then that's like a reason to like not do it anymore. I feel like that I will make decisions like that. But I've started reading again, a lot of development clarity books and stuff like that. And the biggest thing is just like put it out there. Don't wait. I think I waited until COVID to start training, and I was so disappointed in myself because I was like, girl, you could have been doing this so long ago, because I feel like with the training industry, it's like unregulated. So before there was so many trainers, it was like, who's allowed to train? Who is the benchmarker? There's no official book. There's no official guideline that has been created for our industry. I went to school in Arizona and they didn't even teach us lash extensions. They gave me a license and the license covered lash extensions. So if I didn't do any due diligence, then who's to say I'm even doing it right, And just do it, because if you're doing it wrong, you're going to find out. And then all that does is you fix it and you start doing it right. And then if you're doing it right, you're going to succeed. But if you're doing nothing at all, then nothing's going to happen. And I feel like that I have to tell myself that just do it. Just even if it sucks, just do it. Even if it's not what you wanted it to be, just do it, because it just creates some type of engagement. And then you can also like circle back to it and be like, hey, when this was happening, this was not my energy, or this was, low output, but look at me now. And it's kind of like a weight loss comparison, like I was doing this and then I started actually doing the work, and look at the content and compare and contrast, and you can see the difference in the quality. And I like seeing that too when I follow like lash techs and they're kind of like average, and it's like, okay, girl, why are you posting that? And then like you see their page level up as they get more consistent and they do more videos and their content and they engage more, and it just grows. And so that's the biggest thing that I could literally tell myself is do it. Like if you have the idea and it's attainable. Some ideas definitely cost money and need investors and things like that, which those are still doable. Just take a little bit more work. But the smaller things, like just do it. And then one thing I want to say with the do it is do more free stuff. I feel like we don't do enough free stuff when we're like, how do I get clients and how do I grow my business? And I think people forget that these big companies, they have advertising budgets and they have marketing budgets, and they are doing a lot of free stuff. And if you're struggling in any aspect, you should be doing free lashes. That's just how I feel. Like if you are not getting clients, if you're struggling, if you need more content, you should be like, who wants to get their lash? It doesn't have to be a whole bunch of people. You could find two people and you do their lashes for free. And even better if it's a friend or a family member. But I do find that strangers support you the best. But, doing something for free just to experience it. When I did my first training class, I only charged her like $300 because I didn't know what I was doing, but I needed to get the experience. And I didn't feel right to be charging her, my gold price if she's not going to be getting that end product necessarily. So you can tier your pricing or tier your experience as well if you don't want to do like 100% free in a service or something like that. But definitely just start doing the work, doing the content, doing the practice, doing the lashes.
This is like the perfect end of year, like, pep talk, like, just freaking do it. Like, I don't know,
What girl?
the energy at the beginning of a new year where it's like you have all these ideas and goals and you like, I don't know, I just feel like if was a lash artist, like a beginner lash artist, or maybe, were like I had these big goals, like this would motivate me so well, like just, going for it and doing it. And I think I can totally relate with you on that because I definitely held myself back for the same reason of just like oh, I don't have this all put together yet. Oh, how much experience do you even need to be a trainer? And like, oh, like even with the podcast, it was like, how could I be a podcaster? But it's just like, it's only been like these really good things. And like you said, you start where you're at and it's probably not gonna be perfect and you're probably gonna have to fix things as you go, but you have to start somewhere and then just let it keep getting better as you continue on. And like you learn a lot in that. And I feel like it's a really good self-development, self-growth process too, because you're going to grow as a person alongside of that. And it's all just going to like be for your good in the end. And I also just think it's relevant to what we're talking about to point out that a lot of the big name like trainers in the industry started training like when you hear a lot of their stories, they started training within like 6 months to a year of doing lashes, which was back in the day, things were different then than they are now. If they can start where they're at and be where they're, with that and then be where they're at today, you can start where you're at and work yourself up and work your way to that. And even if it feels saturated too, because back when I first got started in 2014, lashes was a saturated market and there were estheticians everywhere. And that wasn't something you should do because there's so many of them. But now it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I started when I did. And like I got my roots down when I did so that I could grow into where I'm at now. Because I can't imagine if I would have waited or not gone for that. And so I think that's still relevant today. Even if it feels saturated or there's so many other people doing it or whatever else, you just have to start and then keep growing and stay consistent with it. Because, like you said, a lot of people don't stay consistent. And
They let the outside voices talk to them too much. And you gotta protect yourself. You gotta protect your thoughts when it comes to betting on yourself. It's really important because it's really easy for someone to be like, oh, and then your mind starts going. Are you sure? Should I do this? Second guessing yourself. And it was like, girl, last night when you was laying in bed, you had a whole plan. Now today, you don't even want to do nothing. Like, no, just do it. Just bet on yourself. Because if you look around, there's a Circle K and a 76 right across the street from each other in multiple places all throughout the world, in the country. There's dentist office right next door to each other. There's doctor's office. There's lawyers right next to each other. What's meant for you will be for you. You have to step for a path. What is meant for you will always be for you. And if it's not meant for you, it will find its way and expose itself to not being for you. But if you're not trying either, then it sure as hell is not going to be for you.
yeah, absolutely. I don't even have anything else to add to that. Like, it's seriously so good. And like, I just agree with it so much and like totally like feel the same way and resonate with you on that. So, what do you think lash artists or I guess just beauty providers in general should focus on in 2025 to make it a successful year? Is there anything particular you feel like is going to be really beneficial for 2025?
I would say artificial intelligence.
All
And
right.
for me, like I'm like a little nerdy, so I'm into like the Bitcoin world and all that stuff. And I feel like I don't know how, and I haven't figured it out myself, but just to kind of put everyone onto the map, figure out how to implement it into your business because it's taking over and it's moving quick. And it's hard to understand in the very beginning, but like I feel like it's like math. Once it clicks, then, it starts flowing. But artificial intelligence is crazy. I have the little AI set up on my Instagram page. So like when people ask me certain questions, I don't even know what be happening. I just go look and I'm just be scrolling. And my AI didn't have conversations with like 4 people talking about like my availability, how to book a lash training. And I just go through and I'm like, okay, yeah, those are appropriate responses. Cool. Because people, when they hit you up, they like when you respond quickly. They like when you answer their questions very detailed. So it helps on the customer service aspect. Cause I know some people be like, oh my gosh, she wrote me at 2 o'clock in the morning. Well, sis, if you had your AI set up, she would have got a response and her questions, and you could probably already have an appointment booked. But you over here mad because she wrote you at 8 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. So I would say like finding out ways to implement AI into your business, whether it's using Chat GPT to help you build prompts and, create social media content or just helping you organize your business. I think AI is the future. Oh, I think, have you heard of like the Lumi machines that do the lash extensions?
Yeah, yeah, I sat in on the class for it at LashCon. It was really interesting.
So they introduced that at IEL, something like that, the Lash Expo. that is in Las Vegas.
Oh, the IES, I know which one you're talking about, but I can't remember all the letters
Yeah.
either.
So that was one of the first lash expos. And it wasn't even a lash expo, it's for estheticians. But they introduced that machine there back in 2017. And that was the first time I seen it. And people are buying them now. So they're in salons. So they're very expensive. It's like $8,000 for one machine, but they're being purchased. And so it's only a matter of time before someone figures out how to make it smaller, how to make it more efficient. And then they're going to be in airports and they're going to be self-service stalls and they're going to pretty much be a sustainable way to get your lash extensions done. That should be in the back of your mind, not just sitting here cruising and AI is not happening because it's happening. It's very much happening. So figure out how you can implement that into your business to help keep you relative and consistent and growing alongside with, the way that the world is moving.
Yeah, I love that. And there's so many things that AI can do too that are beneficial for your business, whether it's like helping you figure out your pricing so that you're making a profit or, helping you with inventory or I mean, there's so many like you said, content prompts, creating content, like there's so many different things that it can be doing that you don't realize.
Perfect.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's going to be something that's definitely important to keep up on if to not just stay relevant, but just to like keep up with technology in the world because that's where everything's going. Facebook's got AI integrated into it. Apple's integrating AI, Google, Instagram. It's everyone's turning that way. So it's not, I feel like it's better to embrace it now than utilize it now versus like being behind later.
Yeah, because I feel like once it assimilates, it's going to be hard. That's going to be a hard one to catch up on in the beauty industry specifically. But I always think of like things like Hunger Games and stuff like that. And hey, they still had Mrs. Epi, they still had their beauty makers. They still had the
Oh
beautician,
my.
cosmetologists, and the designers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying to be
Oh
inside the
goodness.
wall.
Well, let's hope we don't make it to that point, but
I'm trying to be inside the wall. Let me be the queen's favorite.
be in the capital. All right, wonderful. I mean, you're not wrong on that. They did still have like beauty was very important to them,
Yeah.
I love it. So, where can we find you online to connect with you at?
So my Instagram is at Miss B Lash, and that's MSBEELASHED. And I mean, that's my primary for the most part. My website is Bombini, BOMBINI hyphen spa.com. So Bombini Spa. But yeah, pretty much I'm an Instagram girl. I be trying to get on TikTok. I just kind of do a post to TikTok. That's not my primary. And honestly, I don't know if I should get too attached. Who knows what's going to happen after January?
Well, I hope it doesn't go away personally, but
Me neither, 'cause I'm like, now that I'm kind of researching a little more, I'm like, oh, actually, I could kind of do something on here, but let me just hold off a little bit. I'm gonna be hurt if I get a little traction for 3 weeks only.
yeah, literally crazy. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. This was seriously so good. I'm feeling inspired and motivated with it, and I appreciate you coming on. And this was so much fun. Like, I feel like I've just been laughing the whole time and just like agreeing with everything. So,
Thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to see all the rest that you come up with and to see your podcast grow. I think it's doing great. So,
thank you so much. I appreciate you.